is the thing about people who believe in God. They're idiots. And there's no dancing around it. You're a borderline fucking mentalist. You're an idiot. You're like a 13-year-old kid who still believes in Santa. Oh, I'm still gonna get killed. Oh, fuck you. You know, I don't hate people who believe in God. I don't hate them, right? But I just don't want to talk to them. I don't want to be around them. It's like how I don't hate the mentally insane, right? But the mentally insane and religious people are the same fucking bag. If I'm standing at a bar chatting to either of them, eventually I'll walk away going, okay. See, do you know, I live in America, so I have to deal with this all fucking day. Okay, 85% of Americans believe in God. That's mental. Here in Britain, it's like 36%. In Australia, it's 27%. I think in Canada, it's like in the 60s. And in Russia, no one. Do you want to know why? Because it's fucking cold. No one believes in God. So all the Russians, they don't get to go to heaven because they were born in the wrong country. Born in the wrong country, you don't get to go to heaven. Americans, born in the right country, hey, you get to go to heaven. You were born in the right place. Because God's very particular about where you're born. Right? So half of you fucking cunts get to go to heaven because you're British, and a few Australians get to go, and then the Americans all get to go, and most of the Canadians get to fucking go, and then there's those dumb cunts in those muzzy countries, eh? They don't even believe in the right God. They're fucking dead. They're not going. And what about those dumb Asian fucks, eh? With that fat cunt Buddha. They don't get to go to heaven because they've made up a God that doesn't exist. And then there's the Indians with the fucking monkey elephant guy. What is wrong with them? They must be retarded. They're believing in the wrong God. Not us, though. We were born in the right country. Because God selects countries. That's why they always say, God bless America. Because the world's billions of years old, and America's 250 years old. And that's when God decided to choose a team. Do you know there's a webpage called Ask God, where children can write questions to God. And then through the power of the internet, God will answer them. I'm a bit dubious, but So the most asked question and Ask God is, were there kangaroos on the Ark? So children could ask any question in the world, but a child's mind works like this. They go, I like kangaroos. I think the Ark story's bullshit, so Shazam. And the answer to that question is, although there are no mention of kangaroos in the Bible, it does state that there was 2 of each animal. So you can be assured that there were kangaroos in the Ark. Now, why is there no mention of kangaroos in the Bible? Could it be that when the Bible was written, Australia hadn't been found, therefore no mention of kangaroos? But didn't God create kangaroos? Isn't the Bible written through the hand of man, through the voice of God? Why wouldn't he mention the kangaroos? They're such an exciting animal. It seems to me that they only seem to mention things in the Bible that are within a 5-mile radius of the guy writing it. Like, if I was God, at the end of the Bible, I would have leant in and gone, oi, tell him it's round. Because didn't know the world was round. Fucking built it, didn't know it was round. Now, I dislike religious people. I didn't say I did. Don't just. We'll go back. Now, the thing is, what I hate about Christians is they start sentences like this. As a Christian. You can't start a sentence like that and explain to me that the rest of your sentence has any more meaning than the beginning of the sentence. It means bullshit. That's a little fucking get out of jail free card shit you do. Right? Because I can't get in court and start a sentence like this. As an atheist. I didn't rape her. Didn't rape her. She was giving me a lift. And now, when I started this show, my first routine was about how lesbians were fat, ugly, useless, with no sense of humour. And you couldn't applaud more. Then I killed an Arab man from a fucking helicopter. Just shot him dead. Then I said that there's no that Christians are bullshit and there is no God. And that's the moment when half the audience chose to be offended. Was that the fucking moment that got you? How very Christian of you towards the Muslims and the lesbians. Next time, start your sentences with, well, as a hypocrite. Now, I'll tell you this last thing about you think you're a good person because you have Christian values. Do you want to know what Christian values are? Christian values are a load of shit. What are Christian values? The 10 Commandments. What are the 10 Commandments? Very sensible rules to live your life by. But you know what's a load of shit about them? The fact that you had to have them written down. The fact you couldn't figure out internally not to kill people. Don't steal. Really? You should just know these. These should be internal in you. The Bible is too wordy. All the stories are too wordy. The 10 Commandments are a load of shit. You don't need all these things. The Bible should be one sheet of paper. And on that sheet of paper it should say, try not to be a cunt. And if you do that every day, you'll be a good person. We're trying to sell this show to the Americans. I don't like our chances. So let's do something we can all enjoy. That's a nice, cheery way to start the show. I do a lot of gigs. Well, not a lot. I do some gigs out in Iraq and Afghanistan and stuff like that. Which, if I was in an American crowd right now, they'd go, ooh, yeah. But I'm not, so I can be honest with you, I do it for money. The first time, over there, it's like I'm king of it. The first time I go do a gig in Iraq, they fly me and my manager in a passenger plane into Kuwait. Now, it turns out that Kuwait is a regular country that anyone can visit. Then, a military truck gets me and my manager and drives us over the border into Iraq and drops us off. And we're standing in the middle of the desert of a war-torn country. We can't see anything on the horizon. And I turn to my manager and go, good booking, fuckface. And then this helicopter comes in over the horizon and lands in front of us. And the blades are still going. And this soldier runs off and goes, excuse me, are you Jim Jefferies? And I went, what other white cunt were you looking for in the desert at this exact location? Then he hands me my bulletproof vest and my helmet. He's obviously wearing his bulletproof vest and his helmet. His are camouflaged. Mine, fucking blue. And I said, why do I have a blue vest and helmet? He said, that's so the enemy know you're a civilian. I'm like, does the enemy give a shit? That's my main concern, because I've never been a sniper. But every time I got off the helicopter, I was surrounded by soldiers protecting me. If I was a sniper, I'd be like, the cunt in blue looks important, right? So, we got in this helicopter. And we're sitting in this chopper. That's what we call them in the biz, chopper. And I'm sitting here, and I've got two soldiers sitting next to me there. My manager, Brett's sitting there. He's got two soldiers sitting next to him. There's two soldiers in the cockpit. There's a great big door open next to me there. And there's another door open there. And at that door, there's a soldier with a great big gun on a hinge with bullets coming out of it like that thing that Chewbacca wears. And we take off, and off we go to Baghdad. And as we hit the border of the city, I hear a great big bang! And these two small flares shoot out from the small wings of the helicopter, followed by a trail of smoke. And then the helicopter goes... Now, the reason they do this is when they get over the danger area, if there's a heat-seeking missile, it'll be distracted by the flares, and then the helicopter will fly out of range. Very clever. Now, they never told me this was happening. As far as I'm concerned, the wings have just exploded. And we're now plummeting to our death. And it's nice to know how you react under pressure. Because I reacted thusly by vomiting over my lovely blue vest, ironically making it more camouflage than it was before. And yelling out, "We're going down!" The two pilots, the soldiers, the gunner, they all start pissing themselves laughing. They're reaching through, they're high-fiving each other. It turns out they've been waiting for this joke for months. I'm cleaning vomit off myself going, "Oh, you guys are a good one. Thank you for defending my freedom." Right? So I sit back down covered in vomit in the helicopter. And so I'm trying to look out the door to try to unqueeze myself. And I'm looking out over the ground over Baghdad. By the way, Baghdad, beautiful city, untouched. And I look out on the ground and I see a little Arab fella with a handgun shooting up at the helicopter. Just once again, I freak out. "We're being fired on!" The gunner now is laughing so fucking hard. He's laughing even harder than he's before. He's laughing so hard he's killed over. The gun's just dangling out in a hinge. And I'm like, "What's your fucking problem, man?" And he's like, "Jim, you're gonna have to calm down, mate. We're in a military helicopter with a bulletproof bottom. That's a handgun. We're so high up the bullets can't even reach us. They just sort of go..." And then I jokingly said, "I bet our bullets can reach him." And he went, "Oh, yeah." And the little cunt died. And I was like... I was just saying, mate. I was just saying. I didn't want to ruin anyone's day. Isn't that a fun story about a man dying? It's funny, though, my limited time in a war zone, I didn't see what all the bad stuff was. They were very nice to me. But this war's kind of crazy to me because I don't know historically how we're going to talk about it. See, like my grandfather, he fought during the Second World War for the Japs, weirdly enough. No, for the Australians. He killed a lot of Japanese, hated them till he died. Love the food, hate the people, he used to say. What a complex man. And I used to love listening when I was a kid, listening to him tell stories about killing Nazis. There was always something exciting about it, you know. I just don't know what I will tell my grandson about what's happened in history now. I imagine I'll be 80 years old, and I'll be sitting in my chair, and my grandson will be out on the floor looking up at me adoringly, and I'll go, "Now, there used to be these people called Arabs. And they lived in the Middle East. or as you call it, the radiation zone. In 2020, President Macaulay Culkin got really upset with the Arabs and he nuked them all. But what Macaulay Culkin and the rest of the Americans hadn't realised was that China had slowly but surely become the superpower of the world. So while the Americans were nuking the Arabs, the Chinese nuked the Americans. And that's why we have no Americans and no Arabs. And then my grandson will look up at me and go, Masha Ba'wa. All right, we have to keep moving this show because I need to have a piss now. Because I've been drinking too much. I always get nervous before things like this, and so I got hammered in the dressing room. The show's called Ark Holocaust, and this, because I'm planning, because to me that means the death of alcohol, because I'm planning to stop drinking after this Edinburgh Festival. I'm not promising, but I'd like to, this might be the last DVD I record where I'm drunk, so the next DVD is going to suck balls. But the thing is, I call the show Ark Holocaust, and now, because I live in America, some Jewish people have gotten offended by it. And I'm like, no, it's not like I'm at the Holocaust getting people drunk. It's just a funny word. I tell you what, though, I did a gig in Poland, and when I was out there, because I did a corporate gig out in Poland, I went out to Auschwitz. See, a lot of you uneducated people thought it was in Germany, didn't you? Auschwitz is in Poland. And I went out there, and apart from the concentration campy bit in the corner, the rest of it's delightful. It's a beautiful little village. I reckon their tourism board needs to get together and go, okay, we have a bit of a bad rap. Has anyone got any ideas? Hans, give it to me. Yep, that's true. We do have the biggest tower of second-hand shoes in the world. I don't know if that's a keeper, but write it down. Johan, even though that's a Scandinavian name. Pizza festival, you say? As we could cook 400 pizzas at once. This bit won't be in the DVD. It's a funny joke, though. I like living in Britain because my obvious alcohol problem isn't a problem here. And before I came on stage here, my manager, the last thing he said to me was, "Do you need another drink?" That would never happen in America. When I recorded my special in America, they employed someone to stand by the bar to make sure I didn't get wasted. Because Americans, they don't really drink like you people drink. Like they think they do. But they're very into, like, drinking games. Which you people don't really have drinking games, right? Whenever, like, I'm out drinking in America, I always meet some, like college boy who'll come to me and go, "Hey, dude, ever play beer pong?" And I went, like, "What's beer pong?" "Well, you got to get a ping pong ball. You got to throw it in the cup. If you don't get it in the cup, then you got to chug your beer." And I'm like, well, let me just get this straight. I'm trying to get drunk. And you're putting an activity in front of me that may impede me from getting to my beverage. I said, they have a drinking game in England. Do you want to know what it's called? Drinking! And this is how it's played. What you do is, You have a drink, then you get another drink, you have a drink, 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 have a drink. You do this as fast as you can. And if you get so drunk that your friend has to drive you home, then you fucking win.